so. We have more than I thought we'd have. So stand up, tell us who you are, what sport you play, where you're from, and what year.
Hi, I'm Emma Allen. I'm a freshman golfer, and I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Hey, hi, I'm Kaylee Campbell. I play women's golf, and I am from
Oklahoma.
Adam Clark, senior baseball player in East Elgin, from St. John, New Brunswick, Canada.
St. John, New Brunswick, Canada. Let's give them a round of applause. I'm also happy to announce to you today, on January 17th, we'll be holding our Athletic Hall of Fame luncheon. Our Athletic Hall of Fame is the highest honor that we have in athletics at OCU. It's one of my favorite days of the year. It's the place these young people might aspire to be one day. This year, I'm announcing here at lunch who our honorees are. We're going to honor our 1994 OCU softball team. You may know that we have 8 national championships in softball. We have 4 runner-ups in softball. But the first team to win a national championship in softball was the 1994 team. They had so many great players, we decided to induct their entire team, and it will be great to see those young ladies come back and be honored. We've honored a number of coaches over the years, and this year we have an opportunity to again honor one of our great coaches. This year we'll be inducting our head baseball coach, Denny Craball, into our athletic program. You may wonder why Brian Harvey and Phil McSpadden and some of the others were inducted before Denny, and the real answer is they're better coaches. That's not the real answer. The real answer is Denny has always deferred to some of his players, and finally, he had been inducted into so many other Hall of Fames. Denny will also be inducted in the ABCA, American Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Fame in January. So, Denny, we're grateful for your service and look forward to honoring you on January 17th. All right, just a couple more items of business. You may notice hidden on the door prize table a new trophy. We're not going to be giving this away today, but a few weeks ago our men's cross country team, our men's and women's teams qualified for the national championship, and our men were able to win their second consecutive national championship. Let's give Matt and Connor. And I'm happy to say it wasn't even close.
That's always nice.
I don't know if I'll have Connor share this or not, but let me share what you wonder. What's the strategy in running? And as Abe Lemon said, just go as fast as you can, turn left, and get back as quickly as possible. There's evidently more to it than that. There's a lot of training and all the hours and miles that they put in during the week. But if you had watched our cross country team during the year, you would recognize them by their familiar blue outfit with an O on it. And so in the national meet, Coach Holt strategically decided to wear a gray uniform. And so you might say, well, what the heck difference does that mean? What it means is halfway through the race, the coaches had told their team, look for the guys in blue and stay with the guys in blue. And they're screaming during the race, they're wearing gray, they're wearing gray. Of course, by then they're looking at our back anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But Connor and Matt, congratulations. We're very proud of you. Many of you know that one of our department-wide service initiatives has been canned food drive. Started 7 or 8 years ago. We got about 1,000 cans that first year. Happy to tell you this year we were right at 6 tons, right around 12,000 canned food items. So those of you who helped us with that, really appreciate it. We take those items to Skyline Urban Ministry. People aren't just hungry in November and December, so I'd really encourage you, if you have an opportunity, to stop by Skyline. They have lots of programs worthy of your support. So we thank you for what you were able to do and the help you gave us. And then finally, we don't have a game. Gosh, I think we play again at home. January 3rd is our next home competition. But this weekend, we hosted the state dance team championships. I don't think any of you were stupid enough to come to that except Don Harris in the back, who has had a granddaughter on a dance team for several years. He tells me he has several more to come. But just imagine every seat in our building full. Scott, I'm sure you sold some Raising Cane's chicken to some of those people. And those of you who come to our gym, you will find a bobby pin every time you visit our gym.
Still finding them.
Pick it up, throw it away, and eventually we'll be back to zero again. But anyway, it's a pretty massive event. We're happy to have survived it. All right.
Jim,
Yes.
I'm proud to say that my granddaughter was on 2 national state championship dance teams.
Well, there you go. Okay, now we'll get some updates. We haven't, we're kind of right in the heart of our basketball and wrestling season, so our updates today are going to be men's and women's basketball and men's and women's wrestling. I think we'll start with women's basketball. So let's bring up our head coach, Latricia Trammell. She is a coach. She's going to talk to you. Okay.
Well, it's good seeing everyone. It was interesting. I was walking across a parking lot to my car to drive over to the Blue and White Luncheon, and one of my players yelled out across the parking lot, "Hey, coach, guess what? I passed my psychology test." And I went, we celebrate success, so I ran over there and high-fived her and slapped her on the back and said, "I'm so proud of you." I said, "Well, tell me about it." And she said, "Well, my professor asked a question. If you get it right, you get an A. If you get it wrong, you get an F." I went, "Oh my God, that's pressure right there." I said, "Well, obviously," I said, "you did a great job, you passed." And she said, "Well, yeah." I said, "Well, what was your question?" And she said, "Well, my professor just finished a lecture on manic depression. And my question was, what do you call someone that walks up and down yelling at the top of their lungs and then sits down and cries hysterically?" And I went, "Golly," I said, "I have no idea what walks up and down screaming at the top of her lungs and sits down and cries hysterically." I said, "That's hard." I said, "I have no idea." I said, "What was the answer?" And she goes, "Well, like I said, very simple. I raised my hand and said my basketball coach." Don't quit my day job, right? Now, this season has been so interesting. I think the first part of that was a joke. The latter part, I've done both of them at least twice. In the 7 games that we have played, we have not had a full team due to injury. In fact, Marissa Wallace, which was Big 12 Newcomer of the Year, post-player transfer from Oklahoma State, has not played in the last 7 games. Yvonne Neal, our leading scorer from last season's national championship team, Newcomer of the Year, Player of the Year, has not played in our last 4 games. For some of you that was at our last home game, you saw that Markeisha Johnson only played in the first 4 minutes because she went down with an injury. And I just hate it for her, so our thoughts and prayers go to her. But we did find out that she did tear her ACL and would be out for the season. And so make sure that you think about her. But here's a great positive thing about this. You always got to find positives in adversity. Is the girls that I have, the returners and the newcomers that have joined our family, are still finding a way to get it done and keep our program at an elite level. We are currently ranked number 2 in the country. We are number 1 in conference, undefeated. We're the leading scoring team in the nation. I have the leading scorer in the nation on my team this season. And so I'm just so proud of the young ladies that have challenged, accepted, embraced the adversity, and have fought extremely hard in all 7 games that we have. Like I said, we're undefeated. We're 6-1 overall. We started our season playing Texas A&M and the University of Texas. I will tell you, A&M, we beat them in the second half. So that was really something that we were really proud of. In fact, I guess we impressed him enough. Coach Blair, the head women's basketball coach at A&M, called me last night and asked if we would play them again next season. So we took that as definitely as an honor. I could sit here and pull up a chair and say something positive about every one of my players that have contributed. I call them blue-collar workers. They just work extremely hard. But I am going to mention a few of them that have really had to step up due to these injuries that we have had. One of them is Ulimantu Koulibaly. I just like saying that name, so I'm going to mention that one. Our returning post player from Africa. She is much improved. She's averaging 18 points and 9 rebounds, especially with Marissa being out. She's had to take a lot of pressure at the post position. Some of you love Janae Gorham. That's a newcomer. She was the starting point guard for Louisiana Tech, went to Clayton State, and then transferred to us this season. Love her. She's one of those players that can get the rebound on one end of the floor and score before I can ever call a play. She's that quick, so that's one thing that I love about her. And then after visiting with several of you this morning, fan favorite right